And now our brave heroes are off to discover the most secret of government secrets.
Cash is easy to get.
Haunted by yourself.
Starring John Neal,
I was pretty smart for second grade.
Kyle Noon,
My dad runs 13 miles a day, and he still looks fucking terrible.
and Everett Wood.
I admittedly have questionable morals.
Oh boy, oh boy. No. No.
Do I have to start each one? Everyone?
It's 2018, and we didn't. I don't think any of us actually watched the Oscars.
No,
but
I didn't.
None of us.
They have been announced online, and we followed up with the results.
Yes. I got the
Now, and also we've each seen a couple more of the nominees, I think. So we're in a
I'd
slightly
seen one.
better
Yeah.
position to talk about them.
It's an Oscars update after
Yes.
post Oscars.
Post-Oscars,
The post Oscars.
a more informed discussion of the Oscars.
Right.
I was pretty okay with.
I was okay with most of the
winners.
wins. I think The Shape of Water is a trash movie. I think it's just bland and it sucks and it didn't deserve to win any awards. So
I
it
haven't
won
seen it, I
both
can't.
Best
Me
Picture and Best Director, which is an insult. But as far as like the acting awards
To you
go,
personally?
I mean, I'm personally insulted. But I was insulted by that movie's existence. Anyway, but as far as like the acting and like the technical award, most of the technical awards, I was pretty okay with it.
I was okay with the acting awards. I mean, you got Frances McDormand.
Right.
She was
Yeah,
great.
she's
Gary
good.
Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Like,
I mean, that was a you deserve it. I feel like
Yeah.
more than anything.
But,
Not
like,
to say he wasn't great.
but
Darkest Hour.
I'd prefer him winning over like any of the other nominees. In all honesty,
But what about Daniel Day-Lewis?
I kind of wanted to see Daniel Day-Lewis
He was
win
so hilarious in Phantom Thread.
for playing an asshole.
Yeah. He was such a good asshole.
John and I just saw Phantom Thread, and to give you a quick summary, it's Daniel Day-Lewis is a famous dressmaker who's obsessed with his work,
Yeah.
and he's just an asshole to his girlfriend the entire movie.
Yeah.
That's
And
the movie. It's him just being an asshole to his girlfriend.
He has a rocky love life because he's dedicated to his work, and that caused him to act like a child. And so, when he's in relationships, he acts like a child, while the girlfriend acts like the mom.
He's just pampered. He's also pampered like a child too.
Yeah, he gets everything he wants and stuff.
But it's a pretty wonderful movie. It's very well made too.
Yes.
Like that's a really great movie. I would recommend seeing Phantom Thread. It's funny and entertaining, but also artsy and interesting.
Don't watch any reviews on it because they're all made by amateurs who don't know Paula Anderson's work.
Did you say Paula Anderson?
Paul. I said Paul.
You did say Paula, but I know what you meant.
I meant Paul.
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson, not Paula Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Paul T. Anderson.
if you complain, the only Paul Thomas Anderson movie I'm going to complain about is Inherent Vice.
I heard that wasn't good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I think it's a movie that works better novel form, like in book form, than it did, like in film.
Did you
read the book?
No, but just the way the movie unfolded, like
Right.
it's like this would definitely make way more sense in a book than it did unfolding on
fair.
screen. I
There-
think the way it unfolded on screen didn't quite mesh. Like you see that in certain films where it's like in a book I understand this working out real well,
Right.
but it doesn't quite translate onto screen.
People
I heard
said
of-
that with Call Me By Your Name this year, which I thought was pretty good. I think I'm the only one out of the three of us who saw that.
Yeah, I didn't
haven't
see
seen
it.
But a lot of reviews I saw about it, they said they were creeped out because Armie Hammer looks like a 35-year-old man hitting on this teenage boy.
Isn't he 35?
Well, he's supposed to be 24 in the novel.
Oh, jeez.
So they say...
Oh, boy. Hey.
So there is that.
There's a gap.
So there is that.
That's like That's
I
like
didn't
the-
really. I wasn't bothered by it, to be honest.
That's like the reverse of Game of Thrones. Where
Yeah,
they make,
exactly.
Where they make all the characters
gonna
older
say
to
that.
be. Where they make all the characters older to be less weird. Now in this one, they're making it
Too old.
him older to be more
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
I
They
don't
make
know.
the wrong character older.
I don't know how old Army Hammer is.
He's got to be in like he's got
he's
to
in
at
his
least
He's at
mid-30s.
least like 29.
He's got to at least be 30.
Yeah,
I'd say.
early 30s, mid 30s.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing a college student in The Social Network. That was
But-
2010.
Yeah, but he had to at least been 25 when that movie came out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
I did hear this funny thing that they had to CGI out Army Hammer's balls because in all the scenes where he's wearing short shorts, all you see are his gigantic testicles through his shorts. So they had to CGI his testicles out of the shots.
That's where the technical award should have gone.
I know, exactly.
The editing award.
I know.
Call me by your name for this wonderful CGI work. And they show before and after pictures of Army Hammer's balls dangling out
Yeah.
of his short shorts.
Yeah, they
I was surprised to learn that because you can't tell. I mean, they did a really good job with
They
it.
re-release it. They release it as a director's cut. Just no
heard-
CGI.
I heard in Antichrist they needed a prop dick because Willem Dafoe's real dick was too big.
I heard that too. I think you're the one
Apparently-
who told me that.
Apparently,
Good for you, Willem
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe has like the biggest penis in Hollywood.
Nice.
I've not seen it, so I can't confirm it. I've also not seen side by sides compared to other Hollywood elite, but I like to think that it's true.
Now I want to Google that.
Who could possibly know that?
Some I get. Well, I mean, when you're
Ex-lovers.
Lars von Trier, obviously,
Right, but you haven't seen everybody's dick in Hollywood.
that's true. Especially
Even the
since
most experienced, like, hair and makeup person, costume fitter. There's some that
Yeah.
fell through the cracks. There's no way anyone could possibly know that definitively for a fact.
it's probably on like his. It's probably amongst like the Hollywood elite, though.
I guess.
It's
And
on his IMDb page.
Because I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with a large. If his penis is that big, it's gonna come in. It's gonna get in the way sometimes when you're making a movie.
You're gonna
Like, in
have
that-
to
like
rewrite
on
your
That's
plot
like,
Spider-Man?
scenes.
that's like legendary.
Like on Spider-Man, like imagine him when he's getting fitted for the Green Goblin costume. And
yeah,
then he
that
has, like, a-
hard fitting, like, tin or...
yeah, it's like they have to fit the costume
But-
around his penis.
Yep.
That would suck.
And you can't get a hard on,
Yeah.
or else, you know.
Well, I'm sure, like, whatever angle your dick is at, like, if you were, like, it wouldn't just point straight out. It would kind of, like, slope at an angle, like, go downward.
They'd probably have to tie it against one of his thighs.
Yeah, tape it.
You'd have to
tape
tape
it down. Oh, jeez, that's uncomfortable.
I mean, he suffers for his art. What can you
I
say?
know, right? When you're getting paid the big bucks, you know, you
Blessing
don't
and
mind.
a curse at that point.
That's true.
At least it's not
That's
like
very true.
I heard of this one guy who had a 2-foot dick.
Oh yeah, the guy with the biggest penis in the world.
Yeah,
And,
and
like
he can't have sex.
yeah, because it's
can't
like
jerk
well,
off.
if he gets erect, he loses too much blood and then he passes out.
Right.
Right.
It's like elephantitis. He has to carry it around in like a giant bundle of rags, apparently.
Oh, jeez.
That sucks.
God. Where's he from?
I don't know.
Not from
I-
America, right?
Couldn't tell you his name. I don't know.
Jeez.
I feel
Yeah,
bad
that-
for that man though.
Yeah, that sucks.
Imagine like walking into a job interview with like
Bundle
Your
of-
like
stick
a-
over your shoulder? It's like,
not even over your shoulder, but there's like just like a. It's like someone stuck your arm in your pants, but you clearly have 2 arms, and like fully a 2-foot erect penis, fully flaccid is like 8 inches. You gotta think, not 8, but like
No, his
at least
his,
like 3.
no, his flaccid penis I think was 2 feet.
oh, God.
What?
Damn,
That's
dude.
why it would get in the way.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had to carry it around in like a bundle of rags because it wouldn't fit in his pants.
Damn, dude.
That sucks.
Anyway, so Sam Rockwell won Best Supporting Actor, so I think that was deserved.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I like him as an actor. I haven't seen the movie.
He was the best
He's
part
great.
of that movie.
He's great in that
He was
movie.
like
Yeah.
really the best part of that movie. It's
I
great
didn't care
because
for the
his,
movie as a whole, to be honest.
yeah, I think
think
I've always
My
said
least
like
favorite of Martin McDonagh's movies.
yeah, like I've said, I think his style clashed with the heavy subject matter.
A lot of people were offended that, you know, we got this British Irish dude trying to make a movie in, you know, down home America. I
Whatever.
think that's a fucking bullshit argument.
Whatever.
What,
Like-
like nobody can ever make a movie set in a country that they don't live in? Like,
Right.
fuck off. Like, no.
Yeah,
That's like
it's
saying,
weird.
but nobody was mad that Paul Thomas Anderson made a movie set in Victorian England, post-war Victorian England, about a famous English dressmaker
Exactly.
No.
who caters to English royalty.
No, because no one told you to get mad at that.
That's true.
I don't know.
Nobody told me to get mad about 3 billboards. So
I think it's a
I
movie.
guess I'm late to the party on that one.
I think it's a movie that where like you either love it or hate it.
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't
I don't
hate
think
it.
so.
I don't hate it by any means. I mean, it's not a
Right.
bad movie. I just don't. I don't love it like I love In Bruges. Like I fucking
Yeah,
love. In
I don't think it was
Yeah.
like the best
Bruges is a
movie of the
classic.
year. Like a lot of reviews and stuff are saying it's the best, and I'm like, it has
Let's
its
pump the
problems.
brakes.
It has its problems. Sam Rockwell was the best part though, because
Oh yeah.
he starts out as like a giant asshole, and then he has like a character arc, and he becomes like the main character of the story, and he like almost solves the crime. That's
Nice.
the best part.
Nice.
I did kind of like that it wasn't solved though. I was like, oh yeah.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Well,
It doesn't really change.
you haven't
the
seen it.
It doesn't really
by
change
this point,
the
go
movie.
fuck yourself.
Well, it doesn't-
I'll go fuck myself
Yeah.
then.
I mean, it doesn't really change the movie. That's not the point.
What else? Saw Get Out recently.
That was a really good movie. I was
I
kind
was
of
a
really good
hoping.
movie.
I was kind of
Very-
hoping Get Out would win.
Best Picture.
Yeah, or anything that was nominated
It had a
for.
chance. I mean, it won Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah,
I
so I
thought-
guess.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
thought
it's
so.
well deserved, definitely.
I don't know.
You know.
Like, yeah, that movie's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
When I got out, I was like, it's Rosemary's Baby, but for black people. Like,
No,
That's a
it's
good comparison.
fun. It's like a fun. It's a
Fucking
fun
great.
schlocky horror movie. Like it starts out with like.
I don't
slight-
even think it's schlocky though. It's just
It's
good.
kind of. It's kind of.
It gets kind of too
It's
ridiculous.
not
It gets
schlocky,
kind
like-
of goofy. It's kind of goofy. Like, come on.
Yeah, but it's not goofy like Nightmare on Elm Street's goofy or anything, where they
Right.
got villains like quipping one-liners at you constantly. Like that's not it at all. It's just Jordan
mean-
Peele's just a funny person, so he was able to write some jokes in it.
Yeah,
Just
but-
because it has some comic relief doesn't make it schlocky all of a sudden.
I would say he stabs the guy in the
was-
throat with a giant severed deer head.
It was
Like
a,
that's schlocky. Come on.
it was a
He stabs him with the antler from a stuffed deer head. Like, come on.
Hey man,
That's
fight or
goofy.
flight. Gotta do
That's a
what you
big
gotta do.
goof. That's a bit goofy.
As opposed to what else is he gonna stab him with though?
You might not stab him at all. He could just
it's,
leave.
It's metaphoric, you know, the way he stabbed him with the deer.
Right, but so he's got to leave at the end.
Right.
How are you leaving without killing everyone? And like, unless you
didn't have
fucking
to.
murder
He has
them,
to kill all the white
yeah, but then
people.
they're just gonna do it to someone else.
Yeah, but he didn't have to. I'm just saying that's a bit of a goofy visual. It's a schlocky visual. Like, come on.
I mean, he had to grab a weapon.
Yeah.
The nearest
Yeah,
weapon
come on.
was a deer head.
Yeah,
Come on, that's fun. That's fun. Like, you're saying it's all serious. No, it's not.
I mean,
no, I'm not saying it's all seriousness. I just don't think schlocky is the right word to describe it.
I'd say there's a slight amount of schlock sprinkled in.
I would
Little,
say
like a little bit of it sprinkled in. It's not like, Pacific
It's not
Rim.
like
It's not
Gremlins
Pacific
or
Rim.
something like-
Yeah, it's not Gremlins 2. It's not,
I took it like it was a funny enough concept, that was surrounded by like serious elements that like disguised it as like a horror thriller, and that's what like grabbed people into it.
No.
Like he started out with like kind of a ridiculous concept, you know, but then he added all different elements from like thrillers and horror movies, and he made it into one incredible satire, I would say.
I'd call it a satire.
Um,
I like that it
Yeah, I
doesn't
call it
get.
satire.
I like that it
But
doesn't.
it wasn't rammed down your throat with
Yeah,
satire.
exactly. I like that it doesn't get too bogged down with meaning or the social commentary.
Right.
I like that it's there as the base, but it's used to just tell a fun horror story.
Well, I think it's just
It like never really gets too far beyond a fun horror story to where it's like talking down to you.
well, I think like why people compare it to Rosemary's Baby is
Only
Well,
you have.
Only you're.
I've
the-
heard other people say it. I'm not gonna
Okay.
take credit like I'm some fucking genius that made this incredible comparison.
Okay, go on.
But
Bit of a stretch.
the idea of what people that are supposed to care for you the most in Rosemary's Baby, you know, her husband,
Her
her
neighbors.
neighbors, and then in Get Out, your girlfriend, your
Spoiler
girlfriend's
alert.
family that takes you in. Again, if you haven't seen Get Out by now, what are you doing?
I don't know.
I mean, they might just have better things to do.
I've met more people who don't like movies more than people who like movies.
There you go. Maybe they were too busy seeing Black Panther.
Maybe.
Maybe, you know.
I think if you've seen Black Panther, it stands to reason you've seen Get Out.
Not necessarily. They could be a Marvel fan. They could
true.
just want to see every Marvel movie ever. I don't know why. Because that's stupid.
It sounds like if that is the case, it's because you want to be involved in something like cultural, which Get Out certainly qualifies for, though.
Yeah, definitely. There's culture
Just
in
this,
there.
just the psychology of someone who's seen every Marvel movie.
I think it's a fun movie. Check it out. I wanted it to win, especially because that would mean a Blumhouse movie
Yes.
would have a Best Picture.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Would have been only a second horror movie to win Best Picture.
The first one's Silence of the Lambs, which is only like half of a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not
No,
really.
it's a horror movie. It's just not like
Technically,
it's
it's
not,
not.
like a slasher movie. But
I see it as a crime thriller.
It's more of a crime thriller.
You know?
I don't know. Whatever. What do you think are the movies from this year that 10 years from now people are still gonna remember and talk about? Because every year, especially at the Oscars, like half the movies, like 10 years later, they don't matter anymore.
Get Out, probably.
Yeah, I
would
think
put
Get Out.
Get
for
Out.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Get Out as like the greatest movie, but it's definitely a good movie. And out of this year, that's probably one of the ones that will be remembered as opposed to like the rest of the Best Picture nominees.
The Post.
The Post, Shape of Water, even Shape of Water won Best Picture. I think next year, no one's even going to be talking about that because it sucked.
I still have to
I
see
think Phantom Thread will probably be talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, as part of Paul Thomas Anderson's work,
Mhm.
it's still like a great movie and it's not a weak link. So I think it'll continue to be talked about, but in the greater context of his work.
What about this one? I was just thinking about it, The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
That's tough to say.
I mean,
That
that's
is
a good
tough to
movie.
say.
I think it's
Well,
a
I
great
think
movie.
it will because The Room obviously has lived on.
Yes.
And it is the perfect companion piece to The Room.
Mhm.
And it
Yeah.
does features a lot of the biggest stars of today.
I guess, yeah, it'll be talked about in context with The Room, I guess.
Which is all you really need, I
Uh-huh.
suppose.
Well, it wasn't nominated for an Oscar, right? It was
No,
only
adapted
nominated for a
screenplay.
Golden Globe.
But the
It's nominated
movie,
for adapted screenplay.
but
Oh, okay,
the
I
movie
gotcha,
this
I gotcha.
year that will be talked about for years to come is Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Well, obviously.
Obviously, I mean,
We're not-
The controversy, is it good or is it not? I personally love the Star Wars
No, I
The
think
Last
it's good.
Jedi.
There's just...
I
just
loved
thought
it.
some shit was bullshit about it.
There's a lot of people who really hate it, and I personally loved it. I feel like my theory is that Rian Johnson trolled Disney and all Star Wars fans with this movie, and the more I think about it, the more I think that's the case, and I love it.
you want it
Also,
to be the case.
yeah. Also, it was very just like entertaining, in my opinion. It was very well executed.
Well, there's a whole half hour of the movie that is completely useless.
That is true. That is
So
true.
that pissed me off. When
I
I was
thought-
watching it was fine, but then there was a certain part came up and I was like, so what the fuck was the point of that entire subplot?
I guess this whole discussion is spoilers. So I'm going to get into spoilers on Star Wars The Last Jedi briefly. Yeah, I thought that whole sequence would have worked if, like, it didn't turn out that they had a secret plan.
Yeah.
That is like
That ruined everything.
That ruined everything, and it also wasn't a very good plan to begin with. It's like it didn't need to be.
It
a
was
plan.
effective, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's like it wasn't really a plan. It was just like we're gonna land on this.
It was like
planet.
a fail-safe.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna land on this planet. It's like that's not a plan. That's like you didn't have to tell them that was your secret plan the whole time. It's just like, oh, you fucked up.
They're like, don't
Just-
worry, Oscar Isaac.
They're
And
like,
if worst comes
we
to
have
worst,
we
we're
do
just
have
gonna
we do have this
do
backup.
this.
Luckily, this planet nearby has a fortress that we can hide out in. That's like, that would have been fine. Especially because I like the stuff about the whole, all the rebellion leaders turning on each other. I thought that was really cool and interesting. So, like, even if they failed, it would have worked if that wasn't a plan. That was just... And why wouldn't you tell everyone about that? There's no reason not to keep people...
Traitors,
Yeah.
I guess.
But why? The Empire's right behind them. They could see them land on that planet.
Are you guys excited for Solo?
No.
That movie's coming out.
Well,
No.
I am.
It's good.
I do love Han Solo.
Yeah.
Donald Glover is Lando Calrissian. That's perfect casting.
The trailer actually
yeah,
didn't
he does
look-
look good in
I
it.
like
so
looking at Amelia Clark.
yes.
The trailer didn't look too bad.
No, I mean, like the
It's gonna
sneak peek
suck,
at the
though.
Super Bowl, like I thought that was pretty good.
It's still gonna suck though.
You know,
it's gonna be
like-
terrible.
I don't know who the actor who plays Han Solo.
Alden
Yes.
Ehrenreich.
Okay,
He's been in some stuff. I haven't seen him in anything. But
he looks good.
Wasn't he Baby Driver?
No, you're
No.
thinking of someone else. What's that guy's name? Starts with an
Ansel,
A.
Ansel.
Yeah, Ansel. Blah blah. Blah. I think he was named like the
Baby
best
Driver
dressed.
is probably going to be one of the movies that gets remembered.
Yes, I love Baby Driver.
Maybe for like the editing and stuff.
I mean, it's Edgar Wright, you know? It's
Yeah.
like any
Yeah.
movie that's like a significant part of a great director or even actor's career, I think is. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not an actor necessarily.
Yeah, I guess in the same sense that like what I was talking about with Phantom Thread. In
No,
like,
exactly.
the context of his work, it'll be
Right.
looked at.
Definitely.
Like we were talking about Tarantino earlier. Jackie Brown, not anywhere close to the best movies of 1997, probably, but
Titanic came out in '97.
Face Off came out in 1997.
Face Off is a masterpiece. Not even Oscar.
Don't even touch Face Off.
Dude, Face Off deserved all the Oscars, and it didn't get nominated for a single one. That is why these award shows are bullshit.
It's a ripoff.
That's why I don't watch these award shows, is because I want them to die. I want movies like Face Off to win everything.
Yeah, right. Titanic stole it.
Titanic.
Fucking
James
Titanic.
Cameron, you asshole.
to be honest,
you stole
though,
John
Titanic's a
Woo's.
great movie.
You stole John Woo's
Spotlight.
spotlight. Thank you, John.
Speaking of
But
Spotlight.
But
Spotlight's a good movie,
I'm not gonna lie though, Titanic is a great movie.
Oh yeah, it's a
right?
I
Like,
fucking I can watch Titanic right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
I
funny
can't watch the
thing
whole
is,
thing, but I'll watch the Titanic going down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best part of the movie.
That's most of the movie, really.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what like people like. Most of the people who hate Titanic complain about like the stupid love story, but when you actually watch it, that's only like an hour of the film.
Right.
It's a 3.5 hour movie.
Right.
And like the Titanic sinking takes up the vast majority of it. Like the love story is just like the setup
Well, even within
for the Titanic sinking.
even within that part, there's so many great parts. Like the part where Billy Zane just like picks up a kid who's crying and he's like, "I have a child, let me on the boat." And they're like, "Oh, here you go, get on the boat."
Yeah.
Like that's a great part, and you're like, "Of course he does that."
What a
like
dick.
fucking scumbag.
And then at the end, it's like you find out that he lost everything in the 1929 crash, and it's like, oh, well,
Good.
you know, good.
Serves him right,
Yeah.
dickhead.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. What else came out in '97? I don't remember. Oh, L.A. Confidential.
Yeah, that's a
L.A.
really good
Confidential is
movie.
fucking incredible. I love that movie.
I'm
That's
about
a
to say
really good
this.
movie.
Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah.
You forgot about Batman and Robin.
Wow.
As always.
Arnold
It's very
Schwarzenegger.
forgettable.
Arnold Schwarzenegger clearly got snubbed.
I know, man.
Best supporting actor. I mean, come on. He made so many wonderful ice puns. Like, who won Best Supporting Actor that year? Don't
Nicolas
even
Cage.
know. Should have been. Oh my god. There's so many great performances that year.
Who did
So,
win supporting actor?
here's a
I feel
question
like I know.
in-
Oh, Robin Williams won that year.
For Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Totally
he didn't-
deserved
no,
it.
give it to
Didn't
him.
Totally deserved it.
He didn't have to think of so many ice puns, though.
Well, neither did Arnold. I'm sure the screenwriter did all the heavy lifting.
I don't
there.
know. I feel like Arnold is a very good improv actor. I feel
mean, he's got a
do you
lot of
fe-
experience.
I feel
Well,
like
well, Boogie Nights came out that year too.
I feel like Arnold
Oh,
got
wow.
into character and said, "I feel like Mr. Freeze would say something along the lines of, 'What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!'"
Do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger did some research on Mr. Freeze's character?
I think he read like all the comic books and studied.
The TV show?
He studied all Batman lore.
Yeah,
And like
definitely.
decided to give out the most realistic portrayal of Mr. Freeze that he could think of.
And,
Especially in that scene where he makes his henchmen watch the Christmas special with the puppets. I forgot the name of that one.
I think
Year
that's-
Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah, and
That's
that
the one when they wanted to snow in the south.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
and he makes them sing the Mr. Snow song over and over again.
Yeah.
So realistic.
I would love to see like if they have a union in the Henchman Club.
I think we talked about
We talked about this in our
last
Batman
week.
special.
Well, it still perplexes me,
It still wasn't solved.
and I don't have any answers. So what am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
And here's a question: If Face Off was given its due rights and nominated for every award,
Right.
would Nicolas Cage be Best Actor and John Travolta be Best Supporting Actor, or would John Travolta be Best Actor and Nicolas Cage be Best Supporting?
They might
Actor?
cancel each other out.
Yeah, just give it to
No,
them
right?
both. Like,
I guess it would be a joint union,
Right.
and then someone else would be the supporting.
If you want to talk seriousness, I think John Travolta was the main character of Face Off. And Nicolas
Yeah,
Cage
but Nicolas Cage was
supporting.
playing John Travolta for most of the movie. So I guess technically that makes it Nicolas Cage.
Well, I think it's
I mean, they gotta
it's
share.
definitely a co-lead situation.
That
The
would be
question is just who is better.
See, that would have been history
Right.
if they had a joint Oscar sharing of Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
and John Travolta.
They
have to
split the
split
statue in
Oscar.
half.
Well, they've had
Like with the Stanley Cup, they just pass it along to each other every
Yeah.
other month or whatever.
Yeah.
well, Nick Cage already had one. I don't think Travolta has an Oscar.
No.
I mean,
He's
Nicolas
been nominated,
Cage. Nicolas Cage deserves more.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I was watching something recently, and they were just like, it was like worst cases of someone turning down an Oscar-winning role, and number one was John Travolta turning down Forrest Gump to
Yeah.
do Pulp Fiction, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That worked out so much better for John Travolta.
Yeah,
He
there's
would've
no question.
sucked.
What the fuck?
He would have
mean,
sucked
the
as
real
Forrest Gump.
question
That movie
with-
would have been an absolute piece of shit if he was Forrest Gump.
The real,
can't even imagine.
The real question with that though is would it still have been an Oscar-winning performance if they took on that role?
With John Travolta, no.
With John Travolta, no.
It's a
Obviously,
definitive no.
He would
Yeah.
not have won.
Yeah.
No.
There you
that,
go.
In
People
fact,
would've
that
protested that
entire
movie.
movie would have been a piece of shit. It wouldn't. It only works because Tom Hanks is so fucking good.
Right.
At playing a retarded person.
Yes.
Well, not a full retard.
Not full retard.
But like that movie only works because Tom Hanks is just so fucking lovable as Forrest Gump. Every other,
Right.
it's not a good movie apart from that.
Like, can you imagine if John Travolta like did a retard voice, like accent? Not, I shouldn't say retard, but like slow, like slow voice.
It would have been completely insulting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It would have been like how
good.
John Travolta normally talks.
Or it just would have been him
you've
like
seen
doing
what-
the Battlefield Earth voice.
It would have been like him when he was trying to pronounce Idina Menzel's name.
I know. Because
Yeah. And then he gets really creepy and touches her face.
Face off.
Face off.
what a weird guy.
John Travolta did that in Face Off.
Yeah, you made. But like that's the thing. It's like you turned down a role that won someone an Oscar, but you ended up in the better movie.
It kickstarted your career again.
So what would
Yeah,
you rather?
You relaunched your career again, so that
Yeah,
clearly
but it's like what would you rather have an Oscar or be in the better movie? Be a critical part
Right.
in the better movie.
Well, I guess that depends on which actor you ask. You know,
That's
like
true.
I mean, does the actor care about having the Oscar or does he care about his legacy? Like when
I
you
mean,
see,
like
if you-
they're both like equally
Yeah.
important. I
If
suppose.
you look at like Gary Oldman though, like he just won the Oscar this year, but I would say
His legacy is still
his
pretty
legacy
secure.
is solid.
Oh, definitely. No
Whether
question.
even if he won or not,
Yeah.
his legacy is solid.
Well, like 5 years ago.
And I don't think he cares. Like I'm
Yeah.
under the impression that he didn't even care about this.
Well, even
This
5
was
years
this was
ago.
probably like his agent telling him to take on this role. He's like, yeah, all right.
Well, I'm sure he
Maybe.
wanted to play Churchill.
Yeah,
I mean, like he's
that's
British.
true. He's English.
Like
That he is English, so that is.
it'd be like ask an American actor who like loves America. He'd be like, oh,
Play
do you
Lincoln.
want to play Thomas Jefferson?
Right.
Or Daniel Daniel Day Lewis is
He's British.
British.
Yes.
Yeah. But they're like, do you want to play? You know,
Do you want to play John Wayne in his biopic?
well, I can see someone
Something like
not
that.
wanting to play John Wayne
That's
just because he was horribly
that's,
racist.
That's offensive,
That's true.
John.
Well, you know.
But like James Brown, like what actor in Hollywood wouldn't have played James Brown? Who wouldn't have wanted to play James Brown?
Well, I
don't know.
would imagine like Nicolas Cage because Nicolas Cage is white. I would imagine.
No, but
I
you
would
know what I
imagine-
mean.
I'd imagine like all the white actors.
No,
would
but
not
I'm
wanna
I'm
play.
talking about like an icon of your fucking country. Like,
I would not call James Brown an icon of America.
what are you kidding me?